So your boy was literally just journaling on the toilet, and I was like thinking, and I was writing down like whenever I like get in a good swing, like good momentum, like I always seem to jeopardize it somehow, and I can never remember the reason why. Like I stopped. These are my lock-in glasses, by the way. But yeah, I always forget like the reason why I stopped or the reason why I kind of fell off. And I think it might be like a subconscious thing of, oh, we can't, like it's a like a belief of mine, like, oh, we can't be consistent in this. That I keep telling myself, oh, like you're gonna mess up. Like I keep telling myself, okay, we've been doing the good habits, like, you've been drinking water like daily, you've been putting a bit of work in, you've been eating clean, like being good. And then in the back of my mind the thought will come in and be like, okay, how long is it gonna last? Which obviously is not the right mindset, but it's like one of those things that I don't think I'm one of the only people that have them kind of thoughts. So I think, because me like learning at the same time as you, if you got the same problem, like I'm trying to think of how I can change the perspective maybe and just like improve that mindset of waiting for it to mess up instead of thinking that I can actually improve. So I think it's maybe just like a mindset thing. Instead of thinking, oh, when are you gonna fail? Like you will fail. Everyone fails. Like you're gonna fail occasionally. You're gonna have like a bad day, but are you gonna get back on the horse? Are you gonna, are you gonna stop there or are you gonna keep going? Because it's like, if I use an example in my life, for example, the gym. If I like I started ages ago. Like I started when I was 15, I think, so about 6 years ago. But if I don't go for a while, it's not like I'm never going to the gym ever again. It's just more like a thing where, okay, I haven't gone or I can't go for a while, but I know I will eventually. So it's not like a thing of we've given up, we're gonna stop. It's like a thing where you're gonna carry on because you want to carry on. You're in the right mindset, but there's gonna be gaps. Life is gonna get in the way. Like there'll be times where you want to go to the gym, but you need to take someone to the airport or something like that, and it's gonna get on your nerves, and it will probably like put you in a bad mood for the rest of the day or week. And then you kind of fall off momentum, you lose it, and then you like can't seem to get back on it. So yeah, it is a tricky one sometimes because you can't, like for me personally, I can't trick myself into feeling good. I can't trick myself into doing the good habits until I kind of just do it naturally. So maybe, I don't know, it might be something that I have to improve on, just kind of forcing my way through it and just white knuckle it. But yeah, like consistency isn't a thing where it's just day after day. Like it's not that at all. Like if you have a calendar, consistency is having 17 out of 30 days. You did more days than you didn't. They might be spaced out and stuff, but it's still a start. Doing it every day is unrealistic in my opinion. Going to the gym every day, you can do it, but for how long? Because some people, you like most people have jobs and they have lives, and going to the gym every single day is a waste of time. You know, like science has proved it, all of that shit. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. But it's all about the way you plan around your life. You can make time for these things, if you really want to make a change. You know, like you may have like for me, for example, I had like there was a time where I was like incredibly healthy, and you know, eating clean, going to the gym, and I think I was like had like a charity fight or something like that. So I think that's what kind of kept me like locked in. But yeah, I was kind of like treating it. I was kind of like treating it as if I was a fighter, like a boxer training for a fight. Like I can't have junk food. I can't do this. I can't do that. You know, I have to be locked in. So I guess it was a bit of a trick that helped me. But yeah, it's kind of annoying because you don't want to compare to your old self and be like, oh, I want to look like that again. When that's probably been the best, you know, the best moment, not best moment, but the best your physique has looked, or the best you've ever felt. And so it's hard to kind of be like, how can I get much better than that? When I know how I felt back then. Which to be honest, I probably don't have an answer for. I think like the best thing you can do is just not look at an end result and just be like, oh, I want to be like this again, because you will probably just end up being disappointed anyway, because you'll be a different person. You know, you may have different features now, like, you know, you might have something going on or something happened, but if you do the habits and if you do the small changes, like, you know, consistently, then, you know, you're not worrying about the end goal. You're worrying about, you know, like the little steps that accumulate and like compound into the person that you will become. So I think that's probably the best way of looking at it. But yeah, I think that's kind of how I felt like I was writing about it in my journal today. And I just thought it'd be worth giving it to the internet as well. And I deleted social media, so I've been really, really bored. Like hella bored, bro. Insane amounts of boredom. But like boredom creates, you know, it breeds creativity. So, you know, you kind of need it in your life. Without boredom, there is no creativity. Like someone needs to be bored in order to come up with an idea, or you need to be thinking. You can't think without having an idea. Well, no, you can't have an idea without thinking, innit? That's it. So, but I have noticed improvements. It's quite tricky, since like I've got like an online presence and I've got things on social media that I kind of have to like keep updated, and I don't really have like a manager for social media. So, you know, if you need to post or something, like, it's a bit tricky. But I think if you just make all the content that you need first, and then just schedule a day where you go, okay, oh, I need Instagram for this day because I have content and stuff to promote and post, and, you know, all that jazz. So, you know, I'm gonna get slated for fucking mentioning Kanye West, but he had a tweet like, it should be a tool, not like, you know, like you wouldn't bring a hammer. You wouldn't be staring at a hammer all day, you know. Like, it's the same kind of thing. Probably messed up the analogy, but your phone is a tool. Use it when you need to. You know, like messages, all of that. Like, social media gets out of hand quite a lot, so that's kind of why I deleted it. And it was kind of just messing with my mental health. So that's kind of why I deleted it. Some people can manage, like, I just can't, because I just end up scrolling, and it's just like I end up in like a rabbit hole. So yeah, That's kind of what I've been doing for now, just in my own little bubble, which I think is good, because, you know, being able to see what everything that's going on around you isn't really the best, in my opinion. You know, like you'll see the occasional, oh, have you seen the new album, that thing you released? They'll be like, oh, no, I haven't. There's going to be a bit of FOMO here and there, but, you know, it's for the greater good. Because this brain matters, you know what I mean? Gotta take care of it, bro. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, really. So, safe.